Hi, my name is JJ. I'm a real estate agent, and I'm also an expert in helping people that are facing financial difficulties. And the reason my video today is for the following. If you have not yet contacted your lender, or if you have already and just because I know it's a very difficult process and you're looking for information, for tips, this is the right place to be. What I have for you today, it's 10 golden tips how to talk and how certain things you need to do in order to contact your lender. So if you're not ready maybe to take notes, maybe you could stop the video right now or at the end come back, but it would be great for you if you have a piece of paper and then a pencil, handy to take the notes. So I'm going to start with the first tip that I have for you today is, and I call it be prepared. Be prepared means don't make the phone call until you have done the following things. And these are proven things that I've seen over and over. We've made thousands of phone calls with my team, so I know exactly the process. And be prepared is one thing you could do and you should do before making the phone call. Take a single sheet of paper and just there, jot down very quickly, if you can, it will take only a few minutes, what are your expenses every month? From the groceries to the phone bills, cables, insurance, the cars, the house, everything that every month you're spending, we need to put it on paper. You know why? Because we need to know the numbers on the bottom. Okay? So when you have that and you make sure you're not just forgetting something, there's a lot of things maybe you're paying your taxes from last year, you forgot about that needs to be there. Also, we need to have here the gross income. I mean, the gross income is how much money you're making every month. We need to write it there. So that's basically it. And when you have that information, you are ready to make the phone call. Don't do it if you don't have it. My tip number two is set time aside. Don't plan to do that on your way to go pick up the kids from school or anything else. I know it's kind of silly what I just said, but set a huge amount of time ahead of you before making the phone call. And usually a phone call or just one phone call could take from 40 to 50 minutes to just complete. So when you do that, just set enough time for you to do so. And then one more thing also, the earlier you do it, the better. The reason why, you can imagine hundreds and hundreds of people just trying to seek information and calling the lender at the same time. If you do it very early in the morning, sometime 7 o'clock, even 8 o'clock, depending where your lender is at. If it's on the East Coast, if you're in California, it's perfect. You could do that early in the morning. Number three, if you don't feel like you can talk to your lender for any reasons, you are nervous, you're anxious, there's something very easy you can do at the same time. Find someone that you know, someone that you trust, maybe in your family, that you could actually give authorization over the phone. When you call the lender saying, well, I have someone here next to me that's going to talk to you and I'm giving my verbal authorization to talk to him or her. Very important. If you don't feel comfortable doing it, you could have someone else do it for you. Number four, take notes. It took you some time to get here, so it's very useful for you, to write everything they say to you. They're gonna ask you a bunch of questions and write everything. It's gonna be very valuable down the road. If you have to call them later on the same subject, you're gonna remember that on that specific date you have taken notes. And by the way, another one thing to do is, before you make the phone call or when you make the phone call, the date and the time and the person you were talking to or you are talking to, then you'll know you have a log of all the information. Okay? Hang up. That's tip number 6. When I say hang up, we're not going to hang up the phone right away like this, but if something goes along or it doesn't go along the way you want it, the person is rude, you're not getting the information you're looking for, it seems like it's not going anywhere, politely just hang up the phone and then call back. You'll be surprised that by doing so, you're going to end up talking to other people. And don't worry, if you hang up the phone, you're not going to get the same person. So keep doing this. And I found out myself and my team that sometimes the third or the fourth phone call is the one that makes it happen. And believe me, this is true. This is what we do, and it works. It works very, very well. Number 7, be honest. When I say be honest, is just tell the truth. It will save you a lot of time and stress down the road. If you're trying to just, negotiate something or found out what your options are, you may be in a certain situation that is going to force them to ask you some pertinent questions. This is why I'm referring to what I told you earlier. Tip number one, being prepared. If you have your numbers ready, if you know how much you make every month, these are information these people are going to look into getting from you, so you have to be ready for that. And be honest is that most likely the conversation will be recorded. You've heard that. And if you say something today and you say something different another day, that's not going to work. So just be honest and tell the truth, and everything will be fine. Number 8, be organized. Be organized is just having everything in the same folder, okay? And then that means, you know, next time you have to make another phone call, you'll know exactly where your log is. You know exactly where the phone number you dialed earlier is. And then if they gave you another phone number or a specific person to talk to, you have everything written down here. And by the way, if you talk to someone and they say, well, you should get in touch with so-and-so, get their full name, get their extension number, ask for their email, ask for the fax number. Everything you could get would be very, very helpful. And it's a strike of luck to sometimes get that information at one point, because one customer service may give you the information, how bizarre it is, maybe another one will not. So just do your best on that. Number 9, have them repeat the information. It kind of goes along with what I just said. If they are telling you stuff over the phone, they need you to send them some information. Just write it here and have them repeat the number. If it's a fax number, if there is an email or whatever they're asking you, just make sure you have it right. You spend so much time already to get where you're at, it would be foolish not to triple check, quadruple check that you've got the right number. Now, let me give you the last tip, which is by far, I think, the one that will help you, and has helped a lot of my clients. And that's a tip that I found out myself being very useful. Some of my other colleagues don't even know that or don't think about it. If you're already in foreclosure, meaning you've missed more than 3 payments, most likely there is already a sale date set on your file, meaning your house will go into foreclosure. That's what it means. So the sale could be already set. And what I'm going to tell you right now, I call it the Columbo move. If for the one I remember who Columbo is, that's old TV series from the 70s and 80s. When the guy was ready to walk out the room and he was doing, he had the last question. This is how I call it, because as you are ending your conversation with the lender, you just ask the following question. Let me ask you this. Do you see on your screen, is that in your system? Do you see, is my house already set for foreclosure or for sale? And they should say yes if it's there, or they should say no. And the reason why I'm stressing that is they won't give you that information if you don't ask. I know it sounds silly, but that's the truth. If you don't ask that information, they won't tell you. And I've saved dozens of homes and clients from that terrible situation of being foreclosed by asking that question, and every time it works. So something I hope you're going to remember. And now, well, thank you for watching. I hope you were able to learn a lot of things today, that you wrote a lot of good things, and thank you for watching me.